I'm 24F, dating Kyle. 27M, we've been together almost 2 years. Kyle works in sales and sometimes goes on these short business trips. Usually I trust him. But this one? Something was off from the start. He told me about the trip casually, like it was no big deal. Just a few days in Miami with a client back before the weekend. But his energy felt weird. He was overly affectionate before leaving, then distant when I asked small questions like, "Which hotel are you staying at?" He dodged with vague answers. The first red flag was his packing. He brought swim trunks. His work trips are usually conferences or meetings. I've never seen him pack swimwear. I asked, "You think you'll have time for the beach?" He laughed nervously and said, "Maybe the hotel has a pool." But the way he avoided eye contact told me otherwise. The second red flag came 2 nights before he left. I was on the couch when his phone lit up with an Airbnb confirmation. It said Miami Beach and 2 guests. My stomach dropped. I asked him about it and he brushed it off. "Oh, I just like having more space." He even joked, "Don't get jealous, babe, it's just me and my laptop." He made me feel crazy for questioning it. But my gut wouldn't let it go. He had changed his phone password the week before. He never used to lock his phone at all. He started putting it face down on the table. And then, out of nowhere, he refollowed his ex Lisa on Instagram. I saw her name pop up on his likes again. The night before his flight, he was in the shower. My curiosity got the best of me. I opened his laptop, which he had left on the desk. His browser was still signed in. My hands were shaking as I opened his messages. And there it was. Chat logs with Lisa, talking about "can't wait to see you and the beach is going to be perfect." My heart sank. She was the second guest. At that point, I felt humiliated, but I kept my cool. I didn't confront him right away. Instead, I told him, "Have a safe trip, I'll miss you." He kissed me like nothing was wrong and left the next morning. While he was working, I kept watching. Lisa started posting stories from Miami. Cocktails, a balcony view, and a very familiar jacket on the chair. Kyle's jacket. No tags, no faces, but I knew. I debated telling myself maybe it was just work and coincidence. But when I saw a boomerang of 2 drinks clinking together, my stomach turned. That wasn't business. That was vacation. I took screenshots of everything. His Airbnb booking, the messages I found, Lisa's posts. I wanted proof, because I knew if I confronted him without it, he'd gaslight me into thinking I was insecure or crazy. I decided not to wait. I FaceTimed him that night. He didn't answer the first 2 calls. On the third, he finally picked up, shirtless, outside on a balcony. I asked him to flip the camera. He refused. He just kept saying, "I'm tired, babe, can we talk later?" I said no. I told him I already knew. That's when he slipped. His face went pale and he stuttered, "What do you mean?" That was my confirmation. I calmly told him I had screenshots, I knew he was with Lisa, and that I'd be sending them to his mom if he didn't come clean. He exploded, saying I was snooping, that I broke his trust, and that it's not what it looks like. But when I told him I had Lisa's posts saved, he hung up. The next morning, I followed through. I sent the screenshots to his sister and his best friend. His sister replied, "Oh my God, again?" Apparently, this wasn't even the first time. He had a pattern of sneaking off with Lisa during our relationship. His best friend told me he tried to warn me but didn't think I'd believe him. When Kyle came back from Miami, he didn't even try to deny it. He just looked at me and said, "I didn't think you'd find out." No apology, no remorse, just annoyance that he got caught. That told me everything I needed to know. I told him to pack his things and leave. He tried to guilt-trip me, saying, "You're really going to throw away 2 years over one mistake?" But in my mind, it wasn't one mistake. It was lies on top of lies, planned, deliberate, and cruel. So I dumped him. I canceled the weekend plans we had together, blocked him on everything, and mailed his stuff to his mom's house. The best part? I used the refund from the Airbnb he secretly booked to take myself and my best friend on a little getaway instead. For once, I felt free. No more second-guessing, no more gaslighting, just peace, and a reminder that my gut was right all along. Would you forgive or walk away if you caught this? Comment below, and don't forget to subscribe and follow for more full stories. No parts, no clickbait. But the story didn't end there. About 3 months later, I started dating someone new. Let's call him Mark. Mark was different. Calm, patient, and most importantly, honest. He didn't make me feel like I had to spy or double-check every little thing. We just clicked. Then one night, out of nowhere, Kyle showed up at the restaurant where Mark and I were having dinner. He looked rough, unshaven, angry, bitter. He stormed up to our table, demanding to talk to me. Mark stood up calmly and said, "She's with me. Leave." But Kyle wasn't having it. He shoved Mark and called me every name in the book. What Kyle didn't know was that Mark is a professional boxer. Not an amateur, not a hobbyist. A legit trained fighter. He didn't even swing at first. He just blocked, stepped back, and told Kyle 3 times to walk away. But Kyle lunged at him. That's when Mark defended himself. One clean move and Kyle was on the floor. Not knocked out cold, but embarrassed in front of an entire restaurant. Kyle threatened to call the cops, saying Mark attacked him. And believe me, he followed through. He actually pressed charges. He tried to sue Mark for assault. But when the case went to court, the security footage from the restaurant told the truth. It showed Kyle throwing the first shove, lunging forward, and Mark only defending himself. The judge ruled it self-defense. Case dismissed. Kyle's reputation took another hit. His own lawyer looked embarrassed to even represent him. Word spread around his job and family. People started realizing he wasn't just a guy who made a mistake. He was toxic, manipulative, and reckless. Meanwhile, my relationship with Mark kept getting stronger. He supported me through the whole ordeal, never once blaming me for the chaos Kyle tried to drag into our lives. For the first time in a long time, I felt safe. Looking back, I realized something. Sometimes the universe gives you closure in ways you'd never expect. For me, it wasn't just catching Kyle cheating. It wasn't just dumping him. It was watching him spiral on his own choices, while I built something healthier, stronger, and real. What would you do if your ex tried to drag you back into chaos after cheating? Drop your answer in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe and follow for more full stories. No parts, no clickbait.